Some people don't need to hold a knife to hurt you. They don't scream in your face, but their words slowly cut deeper with each passing day. They show up as friends, co-workers, even family. But inside they carry a poison called envy and wear a mask called pretense. These are the kind of people who aren't happy when you're happy, who don't mean it when they congratulate your success, and who quietly work to pull you back down to the place where they feel safe because you're not ahead of them. But the most dangerous part is this: you won't recognize them until you start growing, until you start living true to yourself, until you choose truth over comfort. So how do you spot them? How do you avoid falling into emotional traps? How do you protect your peace in a world full of fake smiles without becoming bitter or distrustful of everyone? In this video, we'll explore lessons from Stoic philosophy, a school of thought that doesn't teach you to fight others, but to master yourself so no one else can control you. And maybe, by the end of this video, you'll realize the real danger isn't them, it's not recognizing them soon enough. So why do we need to learn how to recognize envy and pretense? Not to judge others, but to protect our own peace. Before we dive into specific skills and observations, we need to get clear on one thing. What is our goal when dealing with these kinds of people? What do we want to gain, and what do we want to preserve while navigating a world full of noise and distraction? Let's start there. 1. Goal: protecting your inner peace. In life, the real danger doesn't always come from those who attack us directly. It comes from the envious ones hiding behind friendly faces. They don't bring you down through actions, but through sweet, poisonous words that make you doubt yourself. That's why for those who follow Stoic philosophy, the goal isn't to expose others, but to stay awake, grounded, and at peace within. To avoid being emotionally manipulated or drawn into fake narratives. To stay true to yourself without bending just to please those who aren't sincere. Stoicism teaches us no one can hurt you unless you allow them into your mind. The ultimate goal isn't to fight anyone, but to live truthfully, clearly, and without betraying yourself, even when walking through a world full of deception. 2. Obstacles: when the fake masquerades as the real. The biggest challenge when dealing with envy and pretense is this: they rarely show themselves clearly. They hide behind compliments and seemingly sincere concern. But underneath, there's comparison, subtle mockery, or a quiet urge to drag you down to their level. We often don't notice it because we want to believe the comforting lie over the uncomfortable truth. We fear upsetting others, fear losing relationships. So we convince ourselves it's probably nothing. And that's exactly when we let our guard down and get hurt. 3. Self-awareness. Start with yourself. To recognize fake people, you must first look deeply within, because the easiest person to manipulate is the one who doesn't fully understand their own emotions and boundaries. When you crave validation too much, you'll cling to praise, even if it's fake. When you fear being abandoned, you'll tolerate toxic relationships just to avoid being alone. A Stoic doesn't look for truth in other people's words. They seek clarity within themselves first. Only when you know what you need, what you believe, and what you truly deserve, can you stop falling for other people's masks? 4. Mindset. Don't be surprised. Don't react. Just observe. A Stoic understands this simple truth. Envy and pretense are natural parts of human life. Not everyone is strong enough to be happy when others grow. So instead of getting angry or disappointed, we choose to stay grounded and neutral in our mindset. We don't expect others to always be genuine. We simply focus on being real enough not to get swept up in their illusions. The Stoic mindset says, I don't control their behavior, but I do control my response. No knee-jerk reactions, no emotional labels, just observation, awareness, and a steady inner posture. 5. Observation. See clearly without judgment. To recognize pretense and envy, we must train ourselves to observe, not just what's on the surface, but people's actions and reactions. When you achieve something good, those who are truly happy for you won't just congratulate you. They'll encourage you to keep going and grow even more. In contrast, envious people will find subtle ways to make you feel undeserving. Observation isn't about judging. It's about noticing and understanding, so you're not ruled by emotion or false impressions. A Stoic isn't swayed by sweet words or flattering looks. They focus on real behavior, so they don't get deceived. 6. Control. Owning your response. In a world full of pretense and envy, the only thing you truly control is how you respond. A Stoic understands. Peace doesn't come from changing what we can't control, but from choosing how we respond to it. When facing fake or envious people, instead of reacting with anger or sadness, we choose to manage our emotions and actions. We don't get pulled into insincere conversations, and we don't let things outside our control disturb the peace within. The most important question to ask is, what can I control in this situation? The answer is always the same: myself, and only myself. 7. Outcome. Inner peace and freedom. The result of learning to recognize envy and pretense isn't about defeating others. It's about protecting your inner peace and maintaining your freedom of mind. When you're no longer controlled by other people's emotions, you create the mental space to focus on what truly matters in life. What happens around you doesn't determine the calm within you. Only you can choose how to live and choose to uphold your dignity, your freedom, and your truth, no matter the circumstances. Living with a Stoic mindset means learning to stay grounded, unshaken by others' behavior, and holding firm to your values, even in a world that isn't always fair. 8. Choice. The power is in your hands. Life is full of choices. Every time you're faced with pretense or envy, you get to choose how to respond, whether to stay silent, walk away, or confront it. But the strongest choice a Stoic can make is this: choosing not to let what's beyond your control disturb your inner peace. When dealing with fake people, you may not be able to change them, but you can always choose not to react the way they want you to. You can hold firm to your values and refuse to get pulled into their mind games. In the end, the only choice you truly control is how you choose to live and act. And that means every choice matters and shapes the outcome of your life. 9. Virtue. Honesty is the timeless value. Virtue, according to Stoic philosophy, isn't something grand or distant. It's about honesty and integrity in every action. When faced with pretense and envy, the most important thing is to uphold your moral values and not let yourself be pushed into a world of deceit. A Stoic understands that no matter how the world around them changes, virtue is something that cannot be affected by external circumstances. It doesn't need to be flaunted or recognized by others. It's a strength that comes from within. Pretense cannot last long in someone who lives with strong moral values. When you live true to your own values, you're not fighting others. You're fighting yourself, always doing what's right, even when no one is watching. Therefore, virtue is the foundation of a peaceful and sustainable life, where you are not swayed by the envy or schemes of others. 10. Endurance. Waiting for the truth to speak. Patience is one of the most important virtues for a Stoic. When faced with envy and pretense, instead of reacting immediately, a Stoic understands that time will be the ultimate judge. Pretense will always be exposed, just like darkness can't stay hidden under the light. Therefore, patience isn't about merely enduring. It's about waiting wisely, trusting that everything will become clear with time. While others may be confused, fearful, or rush to seek validation, the Stoic chooses patience because they know that truth and justice will reveal themselves. Patience is not just an act of waiting, it's a steady state of mind that allows you to see things clearly without rushing to judgment or being swayed by the emotions of others. 11. Reflection. looking back to understand. Deeply reflection is an essential part of the Stoic journey of self-improvement. When facing envy and pretense, instead of merely reacting emotionally, a Stoic knows that self-reflection is the key to understanding both yourself and the situations around you. Every experience, whether good or bad, carries a lesson. After encountering pretense or envy, take a moment to pause and ask yourself, why am I feeling this way? Is there something I can learn from this situation? When you truly reflect, you not only understand others better, but you also gain insight into yourself, your limits, your imperfections, and the decisions that might need to change. Reflection is a way to adjust yourself and learn from every challenge you face. A Stoic understands that life isn't always easy, but through reflection, we can become stronger and more mature, so that we're not swayed by things beyond our control. Facing pretense and envy is not easy, but through Stoic philosophy, we learn that peace does not come from the outside world, but from how we respond to it. When you control yourself, practice patience, and maintain your ethics, you will no longer be affected by the lies or envy of others. Every challenge is an opportunity for growth. Don't let the pretense of others hurt you. Actively choose to live rightly with ethics, patience, and self-respect. Take action today. Observe and identify those who are insincere and the situations that are not genuine. Focus on controlling your reactions. Take time to reflect on what you truly want in life. You are the only one who can decide how you respond to challenges. Choose to live with inner freedom and solid values, and the world will no longer seem like a fearful place. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to continue the Stoic journey with us.